Welcome back to Allie Whines. This week I am doing something a little special. Well, I hope to continue to do it, interchange with just me, and then like this week I had some special guests. I wanted to talk to two of my great friends about this term of leveling up and collaboration because they just started a production company called Royale Blessing Entertainment. Actors, producers, writers, directing as well. They do a lot and they do it well. My guests this week are Tiffany Rebecca Royale and Malika Blessing. They have been collaborating with each other for years. I just want to pick their brains a little bit about that. Also, just this concept of leveling up, what that means. First, thank you guys so much for doing Allie Whines with me today. And I know, Tiffany, you're drinking coffee.
And water.
And Malika.
I'm drinking water.
I'm drinking a little kava. And a little kava, a little sparkling, little bubbles. I wanted to start off by toasting you guys and saying congratulations on Royale Blessing Entertainment.
Yay!
This toast is for tremendous success and longevity. Cheers to you guys.
Thanks, Allie.
Thank you.
That's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Leveling up during this time.
Yeah, glow up.
I'm looking at this more as a gift, a gift of time.
Yeah.
And do lots of things that I've been wanting to do, but never had the time to do.
It's exactly what you're saying. It's a blessing. I mean, it's kind of seems like a curse, but it's a blessing in disguise because the universe has given us time to pause, think about our foundation, and do all the things that you want to do. You're at home, or you should be at home, right? Sitting your butt down. And, all those things you want to catch up on. Really just taking that time that I think nowadays we don't do is that family unit and core and spending time at home. And,
I think for me, during this time, I had to find myself because I got so caught up in moving so fast and work and, putting everything else kind of first. So this whole quarantine and this whole situation made me kind of center myself and see what was important within me as an artist, me as a mom, me in a relationship.
Why Royale Blessing Entertainment now? I mean, you've been doing it. Now there's a name on it. There's a stamp on it.
You know what? I'm going to say that I'm going to start off with this. Yeah, we have been doing it, but we have been doing it for other people, producing and casting and directing and doing so much other stuff for other people. And so by us being in this situation with the quarantine and the pandemic, it allowed us to focus on what is it that we need to do for ourselves and to make this happen, but also be a blessing to other people by hiring other actors, hiring a crew people and doing those type of things. So it was, let's make this happen. Let's do it because it's long overdue. We ain't got nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's what, when you were talking about the glow up and the quarantine, it's literally like before it got to this phase of cooking the recipes and reading that book you always wanted to read, there's this period where when everything stopped and you're kind of like, okay, things kind of got a little stale. You got a little antsy in the house. I remember calling Malika and I'm going crazy, dude. I'm in the house. I can't. It's only so many dishes I can wash and Pampers to change. And on the flip side of it, in the industry, things shut down.
Yeah.
So it kind of just forces you to be like, you do your own stuff, you create your own work. It was a long time coming, and it just was, God's timing. It was just meant to happen that way.
When we first came to LA, when we were in college, undergrad, and we were doing competitions and we were in front of the Chinese theater and saying that we were going to come back and that we were going to pursue our careers. you know what I mean? And have everything, the desires of our heart. And then when life came in and different things happened, and seeing that picture, we were those young girls in undergrad that said we were going to do this. And so here we are. We have to commit to what we said that we were going to do.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
And that's why that's, our logo, to constantly remind us where we started.
The second thing that I want to talk to you guys about is collaboration. How do you guys collaborate with each other? You've been doing it for so long. It's just the two of you. So say if there's something that Malika wants to do that you don't want to do, or vice versa, how do you reconcile that?
We kind of like state what we want, and then the other person will be like, oh, I was thinking the same thing, or oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good idea.
Talk a lot of things out. So if it's something that I feel strong about and she feels different, because we're in the show that we're doing, Tess and Jackie, we're directing a lot for each other. And Tiffany naturally is a director. That's one of her gifts. And so even though I have directed, I tend to fall on her because she also directed me in a 2-character piece, Willie and Esther. So I'm used to her being a director. Also, she's my acting coach. So if she feels a certain way about something and I may feel something different, then we hear each other out in points. And then one of us will like, okay, I see it. Or I'll say, oh, okay. And then she'll be like, oh, you know what? I didn't see it like that. Okay, let's try it. And then we kind of go from there.
I was really trying to think just now, like, what have we ever had? I think the only thing is, like, remember that time, Malika, for that reoccurring line at the end that you always say? Remember, I was like, oh, it should be like this. And you were like, no, I felt like it should be like this. And I was like, man. And we just kind of state our cases and really try to, like, convince the other person, but then it just works. I don't even know how we even like, I think we just,
because we end up doing both. I end up doing it the way, and then I end up doing it the choice that she told me to do, and then that way we said we'll see which one works.
Oh, which one? Yeah, we did do that. Yeah.
You have to respect your partner and trust and know that each other is gonna have each other's back and only wants to see each other win. And there's no competition. You know what I mean? It's certain times I fall back, and it's certain times Tiffany falls back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the respect that we have for one another, it has to be like that when you're in a company with more than one person. It has to.
I don't care if you're doing a one-person show. There's so many people behind the scenes making that one person show on stage. So if you don't know how to mesh with other people and creatively bounce off and make it for the totality, the whole, like the best for the whole thing, then you probably shouldn't be in this industry, because you're going to have to collaborate with a lot of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just what it is.
Right. You have to be open.
You have to be open.
Be open.
Yeah. And then you might learn that, someone has an idea that totally changed the game for what you're trying to do. As far as collabing with other people, I think me and Malika, you know how they say, like, people are always watching you. They may not show it or say it, but, people are always watching what you do and this and that. So I know me and Malika, like, we peep and we watch and we see what people are doing, and we have our people that we like. We love them. Like, we're like, oh, I really like this person. And it may not be who everybody else likes, but we kind of watch and we appreciate and respect and are fans of certain people's work and talents and creativity and just the way they get down. And so I know we've done it in the past where we'll be like, oh, yeah, have you seen this person? I want to work with them.
We give opportunities for those who are new, who are green, who are, because you never know what their talents are and what their, people think, oh, because they're green or they just got here or they whatever, and they have nothing on their resume. And we always give an opportunity for someone, because then we can also be able to teach them too, but then also be able to just put a hand out.
All these people you see who have made it or arrived or are successful, it was because someone, somewhere in their journey, said yes or gave them opportunity. Mm-hmm. So we try to remember that, you know, it comes full circle because somewhere along the way, someone's given us an opportunity and you have to continue that. Like, right. That's how it works. You have to.
Yeah, we're really big on giving other people opportunities. And that's one of the things with Royale Blessing Entertainment. And we're going to be giving opportunities for those persons who people don't look at. We see something in people that other people don't see. Mm-hmm. I'm really big on that only because I know my way has not been the traditional way. Mm. It's been people who have not chosen me because I don't fit in their standards or their whatever it may be. And so my blessings have been based on people seeing my work or having the relationship that have booked me.
Exactly, yeah.
I want to make sure I pay that forward to other people being in that position.
All three of us, because I know you too, Allie, and your work and how you get down. Like, none of us are the type that, like, have played the game the normal way. You know what I mean? Like, we have always been our own individual leaders and marched to the beat of our own drum. And so with that, sometimes you don't get the opportunity, or someone may pass up because you're not dressing like, or you're not doing your hair like, or you're not thin enough, or you're not, whatever these standards or things are. We've always kind of just done our own way. Know that if you're going to do your own way, you have to have patience and faith that eventually, you may not see it immediately, but eventually it's gonna work out. And trust. Yeah, you have to trust.
And it's okay. You know,
it's okay. Yes.
People get caught up on seeing other people's success and wondering why their way is not happening. And they like, okay, well, man, I work with that person, or I feel like my level of talent is either equal or above, but that may not be your way. So for myself, I had to come to the realization of that ain't my way. Everybody got their own journey and their own way of how to go about it. And it's not a bad thing that my way is not the way that the norm see it.
Right.
But you got to get comfortable in that. It took me a while.
Yeah,
for that.
Me too.
And a lot of times when you are trying to copycat someone else's way, you're not being authentic. And that's why you're not getting the opportunities. And you're wondering why not me? And it's like, because you're not being you.
Right.
You know?
Because it's not you. Exactly.
Right.
Part of, I think, why you guys are so successful with collaborating is because there is, you know, I'm very spiritual. There is an energy around the both of you that you attract that same energy.
Hearing you say that, I don't think I've ever thought about it. I'm just in it, doing it. I'm thinking about just trying to, you know, make it and survive. So then when you hear like what from the outside, or, you know, and it's like I never thought about that. Yeah. Like maybe it is that energy. It's a blessing. Thank you.
Yeah.
For saying
I always
that.
believe that. You know, when you announced that you're doing the entertainment company, for me that was a no-brainer. And that's one of the reasons why I was like wondering why now, because, you know, you guys have been doing it for so long. And like I said to you before, I know this is going to be so successful because you just work so well together. The energy that you have with each other, with other people, bringing that in to your circle, the way your circle has grown, the talent in your circle, I just feel like there's no other way than success.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Allie. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Receive it.
Yeah.
It's true. I cannot wait for Tess and Jackie. Episode 1 out now. And then you guys are going to put all of the other episodes out at one time.
You can binge them.
Yes, that's exactly the way we love to watch.
We're excited for you to come on season 2.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yes.
I'm super excited.
We got to make sure we write you something really good.
I just have to say this. The first time I seen you perform, I was in total awe. You perform like it's just effortlessly, and I've been a fan. You know what I mean? Like, no, straight up, you know.
And you're really, really good with dialects.
Yeah.
You can nail a dialect.
One more thing though, I gotta ask you guys one more thing. So what are you going to do once, you know, we're back to normal? Have you guys figured out how you're gonna juggle all of this?
For me,
mommyhood. You got to.
We're doing it now, Allie. We're doing it now.
We're doing it now.
It never stopped. It doesn't ever stop.
I can tell you this, that our projects and what we're doing is a priority for me. If I get an audition, great, but I'm so focused on our project, making that successful, and us getting a TV show, a sitcom, because we're going to have one.
Making choices for yourself and going with those choices.
And
Exactly.
you know, another thing, I think as women, we tend to like put ourselves last in things. That point where you get to like, no more excuses. Like, you have to make it a priority and say, and not say that like, you know, our kids or whatever aren't priorities, but it's like, you just get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Let me just figure out how to juggle all of it and still look cute.
I think that's perfect to end on. Just juggling, doing what you gotta do, and looking cute while doing it.
Yeah.
Jazz ladies. Thank you so much for joining me on Allie Whines.
Allie Whines.
Allie Cat.